Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. This is Tariq Amin, lecturer, Department of English, Guwahati University of Science and Technology, Guwahati. A very warm welcome to the course of Functional English. This is video number 1 of the lecture number 25. And our today's topic is adverb and its types. Let's have a look at the lecture outlines of today's class. In today's class, we are going to read about adverb, the different types of adverbs. The types of adverbs are adverb of time, adverb of place, adverb of frequency, adverb of degree, adverb of manner. These were some of the basic types of adverbs. Let's discuss what is adverb. Adverbs are words that modify a verb, adjective, and another word or another adverb. So adverbs are those verbs that modify a verb, they modify an adjective, or they modify another adverb. Let's discuss some examples. Adverbs can be single words. Yes, adverbs can be single words such as beautifully, loudly. These are single words. They can also be phrases, and adverbs can also be clauses. Many adverbs end in ly, but not all words ending in ly are words. Yes, most of the time adverbs end with ly, such as beautifully, loudly. Beautifully ends with ly, and loudly also ends with ly, but not all words that end with ly are adverbs. They may belong to other grammatical categories as well. We can't say that each and every word that ends with ly, that ends with the letters ly, are adverbs. When you use an adverb, you modify or qualify the meaning of a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. When you use a particular adverb in a particular sentence, it might modify the meaning of a verb, it might modify the meaning of an adjective, or it might modify the meaning of another adverb. Let's discuss how adverbs modify verbs. The example is, my best friend drives carefully. In this example, my best friend is noun phrase, drives is verb phrase, and carefully is an adverb. And the word carefully modifies the verb drives. It modifies the verb drives. My best friend drives carefully. So carefully is an adverb, and over here it modifies the verb drives. Now, how adverbs modify adjectives? For example, let's discuss it with example. My best friend is really a good driver. In this example, my best friend is noun phrase, is a verb phrase, and a really good driver. In this example, driver is noun, good is an adjective, and this adjective is modified by the adverb really. Really is an adverb in this example, and in this example the adverb really does not modify the verb is, but it modifies the adjective good. It modifies the verb. We can say that my best friend is a good driver, but we have modified the adjective good with the word really. So really is an adverb in this example. Another example is how adverbs modify another adverb. For example, my best friend drives very carefully. In this example, this is an adverb carefully, and this adverb carefully modifies the verb drives. But this very adverb has been modified by the use of the another adverb very. Very is an adverb, and this adverb modifies another adverb carefully. So in this example we have two adverbs. One adverb is carefully. In this adverb carefully modifies the verb drives, and the adverb carefully in itself is modified by the verb by the adverb very. So in the first example, carefully is an adverb, and in the second example, really is an adverb, and in the third example, carefully and very both are adverbs. This is how adverb modifies a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. Now, there are some types of adverbs. The very first type is adverb of time. An adverb of time tells us when something happened, it tells us the time of an action, or when someone did something, it shows that when a particular person did something. It may also tell us the duration of the action. It might not show the time of an action, but it might show the duration of an action. For example, I am going to clean my room tomorrow. Tomorrow shows time of an action. And Joseph attended the seminar yesterday. Yesterday also shows time. It shows the time of an action. And Maribeth stayed in the library all day. In this example, it does not show the time of an action. It does not show the time of an action, but it shows the duration of the action. Maribeth stayed in the library all day. It shows duration. Adverb of place. Adverb of place tells us where something is done or happen. It shows where something is done or where something happens. It shows the place of an action. These mainly modify verbs. The adverbs of place modify most of the time modify verbs, not adjectives, etc. For example, I searched everywhere. I searched everywhere I could think of. Everywhere refers to place. And they built a house nearby. They built a house. Built is a verb. A house is object, and nearby is an adverb of place because it also refers to place. That is why it is adverb of place. She took the child outside. She took the child where? She took the child outside. Outside refers to place. It answers the question where. She took the child where? She took the child outside. So outside is adverb of place. Adverb of manner. Adverb of manner tells us how something is done or how something happens. Adverb of place shows the place of an action, and it shows where the action happens, whereas adverb of manner shows us how something is done or how something happens. It answers the question. Most of the time it answers the question how. These commonly end in ly. Most of the adverbs of manner ends with the letters ly, such as beautifully, loudly, etc. They are usually placed either after the main verb or after the object. Most of the time they are placed either after the main verb or after the object. Sometimes they are placed after the object in the sentence, and sometimes they are placed after the main verb in a sentence. Let's discuss examples. She spoke softly. She spoke softly. In this example, she is subject, spoke is verb, and softly is an adverb. And what kind of adverb it is? It is an adverb of manner because it shows how something is done or how something happens. She spoke. How? She spoke softly. Most of the adverbs of manner answer the question how. And this adverb of manner ends with the letters ly. This is adverb of manner, and it shows how something is done. How she spoke softly. James coughed loudly. How did he cough? He coughed loudly. This loudly also ends with the letters ly, and it is an adverb of manner because it also shows the manner of the action. It James coughed loudly to attract her attention. He plays the flute beautifully. How does he play the flute? He plays the flute beautifully after the direct object. In this example, the flute is the direct object and beautifully has been put. It has been used after the direct object, the flute. Whereas in the above examples, the adverbs are used directly after the main verbs. Another type of adverb is adverb of degree. Adverb of degree tells us about the intensity or extent of something. They tells us about the intensity or the extent of something. How? Adverbs of degree are usually placed before the adjectives. They are usually placed before the adjective. Adverb or verb that they modify. They are most of the time placed before the adjectives, adverbs and verbs that they modify. Although there are some exceptional cases as well. There are some exceptions. For example, he speaks too quickly for me to understand. In this example, too is an adverb. It is an adverb. He speaks quickly. He speaks too quickly. In this example, too is an adverb and it is modifying another adverb quickly. And it is placed just before the adverb that it modifies. Quickly has been modified by the another adverb too. And the adverb too has been used just before the adverb quickly that it modifies. It is very hot outside. It is hot outside. Very is modifying the very is modifying this word hot, and it is used just before it. The movie was fairly interesting. Fairly is modifying the word interesting, and fairly is an adverb, and it is used just before the word that it modifies. The water was extremely cold. In this example, cold is an adverb and it shows the degree of something. It shows the intensity of cold. Adverb of frequency tells us how many times or how often something happens. It shows how many times or how often something happens. Always, frequently, seldom. Always is an example of adverb of frequency. Frequently, seldom, hardly, often, sometimes, occasionally, usually, yearly. These are all the examples of adverb of frequency because they show how many times an action happens or how often an action happens. Examples are: I occasionally buy things online. It means that I some occasionally buy things online. And I always go to school early. I always go to school early. And I am not usually late for work. It means that I always go to work on time. And I always go to school early. It means that I never get late. And my mother calls us daily. She calls us daily to make sure we are fine. So these are adverbs of frequency. They show how many times or how often something happens. And adverbs of affirmation or negation. Adverbs of affirmation or negation tells whether something is true. They show whether something is true or not, or some equivalent expression or negative statement, judgment or doctrine. They tells us whether something is true or not. And examples are: we will certainly help you. It means that we will surely help you. It affirms the speaker, that the listener, that the speaker, that we will certainly help you. And have you finished the work? Have you finished the work? No, it is adverb of negation. Certainly is adverb of affirmation because it affirms something, whereas no is adverb of negation because it negates something. Means no, I have not finished the work. I've never met him before. This is adverb of negation. It negates something. For example, someone is asking someone that, have you ever met him before? He negates it with the adverb never, that I've never met him before. References: you can consult High School English Grammar Byron and Martin, 5th edition. Thank you very much for listening to the video. Allah Hafiz.